Good evening, graduates, parents, teachers, families, and special guests. My name is Max Herzeg, and along with my peers, Cameron Goldstein and Aiden Kastner, we are honored to be 3 of the 7 valedictorians for the 2022 graduating class. And your MCs for this evening's ceremony. We are so excited to be celebrating our memories of the past decade at Bialik with all of you tonight.
My name is Aiden Kastner, and I'm one of the founding students of Bialik Himmel, attending SK since the day it opened in September of 2012. We are grateful that, for the first time in 2 years, we can all be here, in person, celebrating this huge milestone together. This is also an exceptionally special evening, as it is our first in-person graduation with Viewmont and Himmel together. It is so nice to look out into the crowd and see how many Himmel and Viewmont families together, side by side, for our graduation from Bialik.
Good evening. My name is Cameron Goldstein, and I am honored to be representing the graduating class of 2022. Even though I have only been at Bialik for 4 years, it is amazing to think of all of the wonderful memories I have made with my classmates and teachers. It was so great to see all of you this week at our graduation breakfast events, and we feel very fortunate to be gathering again for our formal graduation ceremony here at Beth Emeth tonight. We are honored to welcome the graduating class of 2022.
To formally begin this evening's program, please rise for the singing of O Canada. Please be seated. Graduates, thinking about the past 10 years, it's hard to believe that our Bialik journey has finally come to an end. In this time, we've been through a lot. From our first days of kindergarten to finishing our final exams in grade 8 and even overcoming a global pandemic. Bialik has shaped us from young children into mature young adults. Also during this time, we have made some lifelong friendships and were taught by some dedicated and passionate teachers who have helped shape us into the people we are today.
Bialik has been a second home to us for a decade. No wonder we have so many memories. One of my personal favorites was when the first Himmel students put their hands in concrete in front of the Himmel West building, making our mark in Bialik history. Cameron, what was your favorite memory at Bialik?
Well, Aiden, it is so hard to pick one because I've made so many memories that I will never forget. Every time I walked through the Bialik doors, I had a smile on my face and was so excited to see my friends and teachers. I will never forget the special times we had together. One of my favorite memories was from the beginning of this year at grade 8 when we went to the YMCA up north. This was our first field trip since the beginning of COVID. We rock climbed up a wall and built shelters as a team, which is something I will remember for years to come. Max, what was your favorite field trip at Bialik?
Cameron, that's a tough one. But my favorite would have to be the Quebec City trip we went on just a couple of weeks ago. It was so much fun touring the old city, bunking with friends, and discovering the history at the same time. Not to mention having no schoolwork for a week. We could talk about Bialik memories all night, but it's time to kick things off with a few speeches. To begin, we are going to hear a message from Mrs. Joanna Shore, a Bialik alumni, parent, and Na'amat board member. Na'amat is a Zionist organization that was involved in the original founding of our school. Here at Bialik, we have a long-lasting and meaningful relationship, and we have loved participating in our annual Dollars for David campaign to benefit the Na'amat organization. Over to you, Mrs. Shore.
Teachers, administrators, graduates, and families, our special guests, thank you for the honor of speaking today. As was mentioned, my name is Joanna Shore. I am a Bialik graduate. I am a proud parent of a Bialik graduate from 2020 who is now at Chat, and a current Bialik student who is in grade 7 and hopefully will be on this stage next year. I am here tonight as one of the representatives of Na'amat, as an appointed member of the Bialik Board of Directors. Grads, you have seen me every year, either in person or on Zoom, since the start of your education at Bialik, usually in December, as we kick off the annual Dollars for David campaign. And each year, I convey to you the close relationship between Na'amat and the school, because Na'amat is, as you mentioned, one of the founding organizations. Thank you for your annual support of our organization, and I am honored to be here tonight on one of the occasions where Na'amat supports Bialik. The original dream of a labor Zionist day school has far exceeded the humble beginnings of Bialik, and how the founders would be so proud of the school and of the students today. The Na'amat Canada organization as a whole is so proud of Bialik's success. We are like the Kvelin grandparents who are here tonight, fawning over this next generation of mention. Na'amat's values are reflected in our commitment to an accessible Bialik education for all Jewish children, and for that reason, we contribute annually towards the tuition support for preschool. I am honored to present this check to you, Marlene, on behalf of the school and on behalf of the members of Na'amat Canada Toronto to provide assistance to very deserving families. To the graduates, cherish your Bialik education and keep it close to your hearts. You are the future leaders of our community. B'hatzlacha as you move on to high school and onwards from there. Soll sein mit Mazel in everything that you do.
Thank you, Ms. Grossman, for your thoughtful and inspiring words. Your dedication to Bialik is truly incredible, and we feel fortunate to have you at the helm of our board of directors. We will now hear from Ms. Marlene Brickman, our executive director, who will be acknowledging all school staff members who have reached significant milestones in their Bialik careers. Ms. Brickman, over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Mazel Tov graduates, families, it is so nice to be together once again to celebrate Bialik graduation. Each year at graduation, we take time to recognize staff that have completed 13, 18, 25, or 36 years of service at Bialik. It is with great pleasure that I present to you this year's staff. For 13 years of service to Bialik, Melissa David, Ronique Kennedy, where is she? Tully Kleinman, and Sean Stevens. For 18 years of service at Bialik, we'd like to recognize Gail Becker, Jamie Kudlitz, and Jill Megan Lichtblau. On behalf of the board, administration, fellow colleagues, and students, Mazel Tov on your tenure and dedication to the Bialik community. Everyone, please join me in wishing these staff members Kol HaKavod.
I would now like to introduce our board president, Bialik alumni, and current Bialik parent, Ms. Joanna Grossman, to say a few words.
Hazards of glasses and a mask. To the Bialik class of 2022, Mazel Tov to you and your families. It is an honor and a privilege to have the opportunity to speak to you as you embark on the next chapter of your personal learning and growth. I am particularly thrilled that we can be together to celebrate this milestone in person. As you look ahead to your exciting new beginnings, take some time to reflect on all that you have learned at Bialik and how you can carry that knowledge with you in the coming years. I'm not just referring to what might help you in grade 9 science or math, but the Jewish values that have been part of your Bialik experience since kindergarten. Menschlichkeit, a love of Israel, a sense of community, a desire to help those in need, curiosity, kindness, empathy, and inclusivity. Think about how you can continue to grow as people using these principles and values to guide you. Our world needs you, Bialik grads, now more than ever. As you celebrate today, please take a moment to appreciate the accomplishment that is being a Bialik graduate. You may take for granted the hard work, perseverance, and resilience that brought you to this moment, but I can assure you that your graduation is no small feat, particularly when you consider the complexities of COVID, your time spent learning on Zoom, and the challenges that came with pandemic life. With the passage of time, I promise that you will come to gain a new perspective on the value and impact of your Bialik education and of the hard work that brought you to this milestone. While you were the ones who wrote the tests and completed the assignments, it is important to acknowledge those who encouraged and cheered you on along the way. Your teachers, who helped you grow academically and who helped guide you along your journey through Bialik, your friends and family members who supported you since you first stepped foot into the school, and your parents who gave you the opportunity to enjoy a Bialik education. I look forward to hearing all about the accomplishments of the Bialik graduating class of 2022. Kol hakavod, Mazel Tov, and B'hatzlacha.
Thank you, Ms. Grossman. We will now invite Mrs. Damlin and Ms. Korzenstone to the stage, who will call up each of the graduates to receive their diplomas from Mr. Cohen, Mrs. Young, Mr. Gallinger, and Mrs. Tates.
Ezra Chaim Altshuler.
You shake. You gotta look over there. Over there.
That way. Lauren Leah Appleby.
Turn. Look at this. Smile.
Adam Aptekar.
There you go. Turn. Smile.
Adam Baker.
There you go. You gotta turn and look at the camera to smile. You take this mask off before.
Noah Baker.
I'll hold you up.
Rachel Rachel Baker. Ellie Barsky. Nessa Bracha Benedict. Jonah Moshe Benzakar.
Congratulations. You gotta smile for the camera.
Adam Ben-Zvi.
Congratulations. Here, smile for the camera. Okay, go ahead.
Raphael Natan Bernhard. Ilana Burdo. Paulina Shumanov. Benjamin Binyamin Daly. Harris Shai Davidson. Jordan Yarden Detsky. Hudson Yaakov Diamond. Jacob Yoav Dorfman. Marley Mara Dryman. Zachary Zacharia Finkelstein.
Isla Hanagolda Friedman.
Isla, I'm sorry. Awesome.
Eden Eden Gladstone. Adam Goldenberg. Brooke Basha Graben. Kobe Yakov Gracier. Cameron Maya Goldstein. Aliyah Grant. Asher Hagshi. Max Meir Herzig. Eric Leron Hutner.
Ella Esther Jacobson. Mikey Jacoby. Kayla Khan. Ryan Yarden Kaminker. Joel Yael Karasik. Eitan Kastner. Ezra Katz. Joshua Yehoshua Kellerstein.
Congratulations.
Abby Abigail Klein.
Congratulations.
Lucas Lior Kaufman. Zachary Zachariah Koifman.
Oh, love it? I don't think we got it. There we go. Okay.
Ethan Eitan Koldorf Kallerstein.
Congratulations.
Samantha Sarah Lannis.
Congratulations.
Alex Chavar Letterman. Zachary Zachariah Levine.
Congratulations.
Abe Abraham Levine.
What a fan club there. Mazel tov.
Samara Lieberman.
Mazel tov, Samara. Congratulations.
Liam Marco.
Congratulations, Liam.
Ilan Shlomo Michaels.
I think I went the wrong way.
You're fine. You're good. Mazel tov.
Sophie Miriam Milstein.
I'm sorry, Sophie. Mazel tov.
Matthew Moshe Moffs. Rory Rachel Morrow.
Mazel tov, Rory.
Sierra Sarah Nissan.
Congratulations. Have a smile at the camera. Okay.
Daniel Dov Noon.
Congratulations.
Jade Rena Oosterhuis.
Mazel tov, Jade. Congratulations.
Adam Yitzchak Osip.
Congratulations.
Sean Palchitsky. Jacob Baruch Pinchuk.
Mazal tov. You're welcome.
Abigail Abigail Ryder.
Mazal tov.
Kaylee Sarah Rolnick.
Congratulations.
Samuel Yakov Rubin.
Congratulations, Mazal tov.
Caitlin Razel Ruddick.
Congratulations.
Darren Doron Salter.
Congratulations. Thank you. Good handshake.
Aaron Eden Satov.
Congratulations.
Jordan Zev Sanensky.
Congratulations.
Molly Malka Shapiro.
Congratulations, Molly.
Isabel Miriam Silber.
Congratulations, Mazal tov.
Noah Yehuda Singer.
Mazal tov, Noah.
Samantha Salit Small.
Congratulations.
Ryan David Stein.
Congratulations.
Haley Chaya Steckel.
Congratulations.
Hannah Chanasimcha Stroh. Orion Taylor. Yair Talem.
Congratulations.
Abby Avital Trapepi. Jacob Tzvi Yaakov Turkel. Gavin Gilad Wheel. Yaniv Weinberg. Sienna Michal Weisman. Harry Svi Winton. Jessica Itzka Zach. That concludes our graduates. Mazel tov.
Singing has been a part of our education at Bialik since JK. The first song is the well-known Das ist Yiddish that celebrates the love of the Yiddish language. I would like to invite the graduates up to the bama to share some songs with you.
The next song the Regradis will sing is Binyan Shel Zman, a famous Israeli song. This song talks about discovering the world and experiencing happiness, a fitting theme for us today.
song that the graduating class will sing is Shevet Achim Ve'achayot. This song speaks about the Jewish people being a tribe of brothers and sisters who support each other, love each other, and stand united.
We will now hear from the other valedictorians. Each year, students of the graduating class are chosen to represent the student body as student speakers in the 4 languages that we learn at Bialik: English, Hebrew, Yiddish, and French. We are very grateful to have had the opportunity to learn in a 4-language school. Tonight, we will represent the richness of our cultural heritage. Zachary Koifman, Harris Davidson, Jessica Zach, and Samantha Small will speak about what Bialik means to them. To start us off, here is Zachary Koifman delivering his speech in Yiddish. Bevakasha.
Bruchim habayim tayre mames tates, bobes zaydes, brider schwester, Bialik Leres, Administratia, wichtige Gäst und meine teure Freund. Mitten Herz voll mit Simche und Stolz. Ich, Zach Koifman, hab dem Covid zu geben, die erste Valedictorian Rede auf Yiddish. I know some of you are thinking, Yiddish is the past, not the present, but so are most of our Jewish studies classes. Nevertheless, they all give us a deeper understanding of our Jewish identity. Personally, I was surprised to discover that my last name's origin is Yiddish and means a buyer. This means that my ancestor's job was likely to have been some sort of buyer from the verb koifin. To me, Yiddish is a fascinating language. Its vocabulary is so rich that it has infused itself into the English language. So many words we hear every day are Yiddish, and we don't even know it. Words like dreidel, lux, kvetch, schlep, Bobby, and Zadie. But it is much more than just a language. It's about music, literature, stories, jokes, and sayings. It is a window and a connection to our history, tradition, and culture, but also our future. Yiddish hat a groß Ort in mein Herz, weil von die Herausrufen, was die Jiden und meine Oives haben stehen, nur zu halten dem Sprach lebendig. Bialik has been my home away from home. I've been here for 9 years and would not be the same person I am today if I was at any other school. You may be thinking, finally, we're done school. But nope, we still have high school, undergrad, master's, and for some of us a PhD. And I know during this future time, we will all continue to shape ourselves into the best mensches we can be, the Yiddish way, the Bialik way. This journey would not have been possible without a few people. I would like to thank our principals, our vice principals, our amazing mechanichims, Eti, our Yiddish teacher, who helped inspire me to keep learning about the language and the culture behind it, and of course all the other teachers who have taken care of us during these years. Die letzten 9 Jahren in Bialik war mir seinen sehr geflogen. In Namen von allen Graduanten, ich will sagen, a herzlichen Dank Bialik. Zu unserer Lehres und Administratia, für seine Chochme, zu allen Talmidim für Freundschaft, zu unseren Mishpachas, für die Liebe und Miche. In ein Wort, Bialik ist a große und schöne Mishpache. Die Jahre in Bialik haben gelernt uns, wie zu sein gute Menschen, zu behalten die Jiddischkeit und die jiddische Identität. Throughout all these years at Bialik, the hard times, the fun times, even the sad times, we have made it through. Bialik has given us the tools to build a better tomorrow as part of the Jewish community in Toronto and the world. We are now graduating. I'm sure all your families are incredibly proud of you, which means now's the best time to ask for money. But seriously, we are not graduating tomorrow. We are not graduating in 2 years. We are graduating today. Seize Heint. My heart will always beat Bialik blue. Herzlichen Dank Bialik und Mazel Tov zu meine Freund.
Zaire Shane Garrett Zachary. Suivant en français, je vous présente Harris Davidson delivering a speech in French.
Bonjour mes professeurs, mes amis, tous les parents et mes camarades diplômés. Je m'appelle Harris et c'est pour moi un très grand honneur de prononcer le discours ce soir en français. Je suis fier de représenter mes camarades de l'année 2022 lors de cette cérémonie de la fin de nos études à Bialik. Je veux commencer par dire comment j'apprécie mes professeurs, mes amis et ma famille qui ont fait possible pour moi d'arriver où je suis aujourd'hui. Je me souviens d'il y a 10 ans quand je suis arrivé à Bialik et tout le monde a été très gentil et m'a offert du soutien. Et tout de suite, je me suis senti accueilli. Bialik n'a pas seulement nous offert une éducation extraordinaire, mais aussi des programmes inoubliables qui rendent notre expérience ici encore meilleure. À partir de la célébration des 50 premiers jours d'école et le programme des maisons et le Kabbalat Shabbat, nous avons toujours passé un moment formidable. Je me souviendrai toujours de la fois où j'étais le Abba pour le Kabbalat Shabbat de ma classe. En 6e année, nous avons eu l'occasion d'aller au Camp George et c'était une excursion que je n'oublierai jamais. Tous ensemble, nous avons pu nous rapprocher avant d'être tous séparés à cause du COVID. Notre récent voyage à Québec a été une excellente expérience. Se retrouver ensemble était très spécial. Les souvenirs et les amitiés nous ont rapprochés. J'emporterai ces souvenirs avec moi lorsque nous passerons à notre prochain chapitre. La remise des diplômes est un moment pour réfléchir et si l'on considère ces 10 fabuleuses années, on peut affirmer que Bialik a joué un rôle crucial dans nos vies à tous. Bialik nous a appris à être humains et à renforcer notre lien avec Israël et le judaïsme. Nous avons tous été ici pendant des périodes différentes. Ça n'a pas d'importance. Nous avons tous obtenu les mêmes leçons extraordinaires de Bialik et nous avons tous créé un lien éternel entre nous. Je me souviens que lorsque nous sommes entrés en 6e année, tout le monde était très nerveux. Comment seront mes professeurs? Quelle quantité de travail y aura-t-il? Vous pensez probablement la même chose maintenant à propos de l'école secondaire. Mais réfléchissez à la 6e année, était-elle si difficile? Une fois que nous sommes entrés dans la division senior, nous avons réalisé que ce n'était pas beaucoup plus difficile. Il nous a fallu un temps d'adaptation, puis nous avons pris le coup de main. Nous pouvons tout accomplir si nous faisons de notre mieux et si nous donnons le meilleur de nous-mêmes. À la classe de 2022, nous l'avons réussi. Merci pour les souvenirs incroyables de Bialik. Je souhaite à tous beaucoup de succès dans tout ce que vous faites et un excellent été. Merci.
Merci, et bien fait, Harris. I would now like to welcome Jessica Zach, addressing us in Hebrew. Bevakasha.
ערב טוב, מנהלים, מורים, משפחות וחבריי הבוגרים. שלום, שמי ג'סיקה זק. אני נשיאת מועצת התלמידים של הימל. הערב יש לי את הכבוד להציג את הבוגרי שנת 2022, תשפ"ב. הערב הזה הוא חגיגה נפלאה של ההישגים שלנו, החלומות והתקוות שלנו לעתיד. ערב זה הוא סמל לפרק החיים שלנו, שאנחנו סוגרים ופותחים חדש. בואו נזכר איך הכל התחיל. אני, בת 5, בגן הילדים של ביאליק. זו השנה הראשונה שהדלתות שלי נפתחו. מאז עוד ועוד דלתות נפתחו. דלתות לשיעורים חשובים, שיעורים יקרי ערך של תיקון עולם, התנדבות, חסד וכמה חשוב לתת צדקה. כל אלה היו לחלק חשוב ממי שאנחנו היום. אני זוכרת ששמנו את הידיים הקטנות שלנו בסמנט, ואני לא אשכח את הרגע הזה. אז, הימל היה בית ספר קטן, ואנחנו כמו חלוצים, רואים איך הבית ספר גדל, וכמה כפות הידיים שלנו גדלו גם הן. אנחנו לומדים השיעורים בכיתה וגם מחוץ לה. וחשוב ביותר, הזיכרונות יישארו לנצח. וחגים. כל החגים שבביאליק הוא חגיגה. פסטיבל פורים, סדר פסח, קבלת שבת, אפינו חלות. בסוכות הייתה לנו סוכה בחוץ. ערכנו שינשינים שנה אחרי שנה, וכל זה נעשה כדי להכניס את הרוח החג ולחבר אותנו לשורשים היהודים שלנו. ביאליק הוא בית חם, ואני יודעת שבאמת נתגעגע לחמימות שמצאנו. ביאליק זה כמו משפחה. התגברנו על שנתיים קשות של כובד. למדנו מהבית, אבל יצא מזה חזקים. ביאליק יש קהילה תומכת של מורים ומנהלים שעזרו לנו לפתח כלים לחיים, להתגבר על אתגרים ולפתר בעיות. במשך 9 שנים ביאליק נותן לי כל כך הרבה ערכים חשובים שעצבו את מי שאני היום. אחד הערכים שחשובים ביותר שלמדתי הוא לא לוותר. להאמין בעצמי. עוד זיכרון אחד שמאוד אהבתי הוא הטיול שלנו לקובק. פגשנו את החברים מוויומאנט. איזה זיכרונות טובים השארנו לנו, נכון? בקרוז רקדנו ביחד, השתללנו, הכנו פעילות לבתים, והנסיעה באוטובוס הייתה ארוכה, אבל לנו זה היה נראה זמן קצר. היה לנו כיף להיות ביחד. לסיום, אני רוצה לאמר תודה לכל המורים שלמדנו אותנו שיעורים חשובים. בהצלחה לגברת יאנג, ותודה על כל העבודה הקשה. את לימדת אותנו לתת מכל הלב ולא לוותר, גם אם קשה. תודה רבה, גברת יאנג. חברים יקרים, בוגרי מחזור 2022, אחרי 7 מבחנים, 6 עפרונות שנשברו, מינימום 6, 5 ימים בית הספר, 4 ימים בקובק, 3 שפות, 2 מסיבות סיום ואחד. כל אחד ואחת מיוחד. אחד יחיד ומיוחדת. אנחנו עשינו זאת. אני מאחלת לכולכם בהצלחה, ואני כבר ממש רוצה לראות מה מחכה לנו לעתיד. תודה רבה.
Toda rabah, Jessica. Kol hakavod. And finally, Samantha Small will close off this segment of the program by sharing her thoughts in English.
Today is not the right time. Neither is tomorrow, the day after, or even in a month. We may never feel ready to graduate and move on from Bialik, which is why we should choose to be ready now. Today, we should realize how far we have come, not just throughout the pandemic, but over the past 10 years as Bialik students. We are prepared for any obstacle that the future will bring. Every difficult assignment, late night studying, sports team losses, these experiences have given us the resilience we need to be ready. Not next month, not tomorrow, but now. Good evening, teachers, administration, graduates, and families. My name is Samantha Small, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak here tonight. When we were younger and first came to Bialik, many of us did not feel ready to start school. We were scared and wanted to stay by our parents' sides. However, that first step into the corridors of Bialik led us to where we are today. As we grew older and spent more time at school, Bialik became a comfortable place for us, a second home. My friends are family. We laugh together and we support one another. I will forever cherish the memories we made from our days in kindergarten when we were counting the lights on the fish tank with Mr. Gallinger, to as recently as a few weeks ago when we went to Quebec City for our graduation trip. These memories and connections are what make it difficult for us to part with Bialik. This year, we learned about the impact of our voice. What we say matters, and we must use it as a tool. Being a silent spectator is simply not an option. We were taught to always be inclusive and that we must use our voice to tackle the changes that need to happen not a month from now, not tomorrow, but today. When we leave Bialik, we must encourage discussion with individuals about what we learned. This includes speaking out against anti-Semitism and continuing to participate in Truth and Reconciliation, Black History education, learnings on the LGBTQ+ community, and mental health awareness. These conversations that began at Bialik are just that, the beginning. It is our responsibility, the graduating class of 2022, to continue these conversations, aiming for change. Bialik has helped shape us into the people we are today. Our teachers asked more of us than to just succeed academically, as they also taught us the importance of truly being a good, strong, and independent person. A mensch. We use qualities that Bialik taught us in our everyday lives, such as unity and perseverance. Looking back, particularly at the past 2 years, it is amazing to see how far we have come, and I will forever be grateful for the support and guidance of our teachers, staff, administrators, and families. I truly admire how we had grit and resilience when we were faced with challenging times. During online learning, it was difficult for us to feel united as a grade and as a school. Friday morning Zoom announcements and student council events such as dress-up days contributed to making us feel together again. When I leave Bialik, I know I will miss having Mechanite classes for this reason as well. These periods were a time in the week when my class was able to work through our problems together. This allowed us to feel less anxious about our own issues and also feel less alone. We can be ready to overcome obstacles in the future because of the skills Bialik encouraged us to practice and the values they instilled. Right now may not feel like the right time to leave Bialik, but there will be no better time. The author Lemony Snicket once said, "If we wait until we're ready, we'll be waiting for the rest of our lives." Together, we learned how to overcome adversity and make the most of a time that was not ideal. We struggled, grew, and develop the skills we need to be successful, and because of this, I know we can accomplish anything. When we took our first steps into Bialik many years ago, we did not know how this time at our school would unfold. But we are here, not tomorrow, not a month from now, but today, where the first step into our future is waiting. Yes, there may be challenges, but there will also be people to support us. So I choose to be ready now, to be ready for high school and all the unknowns and triumphs that lay ahead. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Jessica, Harris, Zachary, and Samantha, for these meaningful and inspirational speeches. You represented our grade and captured the essence of the love of the 4 languages that we have learned.
I am now honored to welcome Mr. Benji Cohen, Bialik's head of school. Mr. Cohen has been tremendously involved in helping Bialik and enriching the Jewish identity of all of Bialik's students. His leadership has supported Bialik in its ongoing growth, success, and achievements. Mr. Cohen, we'll turn it over to you.
Erev Tov. I'm struck as I am every year. I want to say every year. Of course, it's been a few years since we've been here together. With the juxtaposition of the kindergarten promotion ceremonies that we enjoyed this week and at the Himmel Branch just this morning and this afternoon, with our grade 8 graduation. And we warned the parents of the little ones that in the blink of an eye, they're going to be at the grade 8 graduation. And, you blinked, and now you're here. And it doesn't just happen. All of our students are here and have reached this milestone because of you, their parents and grandparents and families. You've made sacrifices to make it possible for them to come to Bialik, and you've instilled in them the values that and partnered with us in everything we've done. So give yourselves a round of applause, parents. It really is so wonderful to be here together. It's been a long time since we were able to celebrate Simchas in person, and we're so glad that we're able to be together tonight. And as noted earlier, it's all the more special because this is our first in-person graduation as a 2-branch school. We did enjoy our lovely grad breakfasts at both Viewmount and Himmel earlier this week, and now we've come together to celebrate this wonderful milestone together. Grads, in a moment, I have some thoughts to share with you. But before that, I want to draw everyone's attention to another cohort that is graduating this year. 5 highly valued and long-standing members of the Bialik family are retiring this year. Just a few words about each. The short timer in the group, having only taught at Bialik for 28 years, is Orly Stein. Orly's work as an elementary classroom teacher, resource teacher, and ESL teacher has benefited hundreds of students over the years. Allison Allen served for 31 years in Viewmount's office. She was the first person that visitors to Bialik saw and the sweet, supportive voice that thousands of parents heard when they called the school. For 32 years, Hannah Isaac has shared her trademark warmth and dedication with her classroom students and the generations of children she prepared so diligently for the Bible contest. Esti Perez taught Bialik's youngest students for 37 years, sharing her own Ahavat Yisrael and impacting so many young minds. And for those same 37 years, Beverly Young has served as a And for those same 37 years, Beverly Young has served as a teacher, senior division vice principal, and the founding principal of our Himmel branch. Beverly has impacted Bialik in so many wonderful ways, and you are all invited to join us on June 28th at the Himmel branch to celebrate her career and wish her well in retirement. Yeladim, think about it. Each of these women was at Bialik long before you were born, before many of your parents ever met one another. Added together, they have dedicated 165 years and their entire professional lifetimes to Bialik, our students, and most recently to you. Please join me in thanking them for their years of service and their dedication to the continuity of Am Yisrael. Toda Rabah. Now, graduates, your time in senior division has certainly been different to the experiences of scores of Bialik graduates that came before you. These last 3 years have been marked by a pandemic that has profoundly affected the world and with it school life in so many ways. We could focus on the limitations that were imposed upon us and the experiences that we've lost. But we must also recognize that we've learned valuable lessons about ourselves and how we remain connected to our communities even when those connections are distanced or through masks or Zoom screens. You may be aware that there's a new law in Ontario that requires employers to institute a right to disconnect policy for all staff. The law recognizes that especially during the pandemic, when so many people have been working from home, the lines between or the boundaries between work and non-work times have been blurred. When your bedroom and cell phone are your office and when your computer Zoom extension is your conference room, how do you know where and when work ends and your private life begins? The new law seeks to protect citizens from being expected to be on at work all the time. We all need, the regulation argues, time off from our work lives. It occurs to me that you graduates have been facing similar challenges for years, even before the onset of the pandemic. Most of you received cell phones at relatively young ages, allowing for ease of communication and contact with your parents, friends, and peer groups. In school, personal computers have been integrated fully into the learning program, unlocking tremendous educational resources and power. You have 24/7 access to the information and connectivity that the internet provides, advantages that previous generations could only dream of. But this constant connectivity can be a double-edged sword. The computer in your backpack means that you're effectively taking your classroom home with you every day to sit there in your room on evenings and weekends. Text messaging and social media extend the time you are with others virtually to include virtually every waking hour of the day. Convenient? Yes. Challenging? For sure. Too much? Maybe. This extension of your academic and social lives into every hour of the day and wherever you go could easily leave you, just like us adults, craving the opportunity to disconnect. If not from paid jobs, then from ubiquitous school and social obligations. How do you find the right balance between the benefits of the ever-present internet on the one hand and your need to engage in an analog life from time to time on the other? Our Jewish tradition has something to say about this 21st century conundrum. Of course, the ancient rabbis weren't contemplating Wikipedia and TikTok, but they certainly recognized the need for balance between one's public and private selves. Two of Rabbi Hillel's famous sayings, Al tifrosh min hatzibur and Im ein ani li mili, encapsulate that balance. Al tifrosh min hatzibur, don't separate yourself from the public, suggests that our place in our community is a critical part of who we are. We are not meant to live as hermits or monks in isolation on a mountaintop. Rather, interacting with others and taking an active part in public life is desirable. The internet, of course, is the ultimate connector, a tool that kept us integrated into our community even during a pandemic. I suspect Rabbi Hillel would appreciate this and recognize how the web supports his call for a connection to public life. Im ein ani li mili, if I am not for myself, who will be for me, suggests that we also have an obligation to ourselves and to our own well-being. We may not always be the priority of others in the public realm, and so we need to look out for ourselves. This self-care almost certainly includes time away from others, focusing on our own needs and recharging our batteries. Hillel then clearly recognized the need for balance between our public and private selves. The right to disconnect law is just a modern version of this realization. And if I have advice for you, Bialik's 2022 graduates, it is that you always strive to find that balance. Reap all the benefits you can from the power of the internet and the connection to friends that are so important to you now more than ever. But make sure to take care of yourselves as well. Find time to read a book, garden, cook, take a walk. Allow yourself the time you need to think your own thoughts. And in a world in which we have thousands of friends or followers, distill from those crowds the people who value you for who you are and with whom you feel truly comfortable. Al tifreshu min hatzibur, aval gam tihiu latzmechem. Always stay connected to your community, but be for yourselves as well. And remember as you head off to high school and beyond that Bialik will always be part of your community. We are proud of you and wish you nothing but the best in your futures. Mazal tov.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cohen. We really enjoyed hearing your inspiring words. Over the years, whether we started at Bialik in kindergarten or later in life, each of us has made memories that we will never forget. There are an endless number of people who we could thank for helping us be where we are today. Over the past 10 years, we have had opportunities to learn from a talented faculty of teachers and administrators who have pushed us to reach our maximum potential. The skills that we have learned at Bialik will help us throughout high school, university, our careers, and for the rest of our lives. The staff at Bialik have helped us learn, grow, achieve our goals, and persevere. Teachers, you are the reason we are here today, and we cannot thank you enough.
Thinking back on our Jewish education, we have learned many valuable life lessons. We participated in many different drives and tzedakah campaigns to help others. We have learned what it means to be connected to Israel, to be a member of the Jewish community, and how we can incorporate the values of Tikkun Olam, tzedakah, and Ahavat Yisrael into our daily lives.
Parents, thank you for supporting us and making sacrifices for us. We would not be here today without your support, love, and commitment to sending us to Bialik. We are confident that we have the skills needed for the future as we move on to the next stage of our education.
We would like to make a special mention of the grade 8 mechanchot for this year. Mrs. Falkenstein, Hagi, Iris, Guy, and Merav, on behalf On behalf of all of the grade 8 students, we would like to thank you for all of your hard work to lead us through our final year at Bialik. We appreciate your endless support and your faith in each one of us. We also want to acknowledge all of our teachers who, throughout this year, have made an effort to make this year memorable. Our last year at Bialik would not have been the same without all of you.
We would now like to thank Mr. Gallanter and Ms. Corsenstone, Viewmount Principal and Vice Principal. We are appreciative of all of your hard work, care, and support, both in the past and especially during this year. Also, a special thank you for your dedication in creating memorable events that have made this graduating year so special for us. Thank you both for making Bialik the caring and warm environment that it is. The impact that you have had on the grade 8s and really all the students this year will carry us into high school and beyond.
I would like to add my thanks to Mrs. Young and Mrs. Danlin, our Himmel Principal and Vice Principal. Mrs. Young, you started with us on day 1 when the Himmel branch opened. Over time, we celebrated many firsts. I remember the first ribbon-cutting ceremony where we gathered as a community with the small staff team and our first 3 classes in our one-hallway school. I've watched the school grow, from the first small construction project to the addition of the new wing and then moving across to Himmel East. I also remember that Mrs. Young always took the time to come visit us and join us in learning. We will always remember your assemblies, especially Flag Day. I'd like to make a special mention to Mrs. Young, Bialik Himmel Branch Principal, as she is retiring after 37 dedicated years of working at Bialik. Thank you for your passion, enthusiasm, and positive attitude. Bialik will miss you. Mrs. Danlin, thank you for making Himmel East our home away from home, a place where we all feel valued. Your dedication, life lessons, and enthusiasm and surprise programs kept us motivated and excited to come to school each day and help shape who we are today.
Thank you to the Parent Graduation Committee for all you have done to make this evening a huge success. This graduation would not have happened without all of your hard work. This is such an important milestone, and you have helped make this moment so special. To the graduating class, thank you, friends, for the incredible memories that we have shared over the last 10 years. Many of us started out as strangers, but as the years have gone by, we've grown into one big Bialik family. I truly will never forget the experiences and memories that I have made with all of you. I have learned so many important lessons and values. Bialik will always be an important part of my identity. We, the Bialik grads of 2022, are ready to move on to our next chapter, but will always hold our elementary school years close to our hearts.
Bialik, you are a place that will always be a part of our hearts. Our hearts will always beat Bialik blue. Thank you for giving us so many years of smiles, laughter, and friendships.
Bialik is a place where dreams are born, a place that has made us into the mature young people who we are today, a place where everlasting friendships were made, and a place that will never grow old, a place we will never forget. Bialik Hebrew Day School, a place to call home.
As our graduation ceremony comes to a close, we will sing Hatikva. Bialik has strengthened our connection to Israel and the Jewish people, and as we sing along to Hatikva tonight, we hope for peace and prosperity in Israel. Please rise. please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand to the graduating class of 2022. After the graduates have left the sanctuary, we would like to invite all of the parents, staff, and guests to join us in the reception hall. We kindly ask the audience to please remain in their seats until the graduates have left the sanctuary. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for joining us.